Scott McTominay is in the starting 11 for Manchester United versus Brighton. The confirmed lineup is not exactly shocking, but it looks different from what many expected. There is no natural winger on the right in this squad. Let's get it. So here is the official starting 11 for Manchester United up against Brighton. But first, how are you feeling, guys? Are you in the mood for this game? I'm so confident that Manchester United is going to make light work of Brighton. I told you 3-0 is my prediction. I'll stick to it now. Let's get the lineup. Andre Onana starting in goal. Diogo Dalot will be on the left, and again starting in that left back position ahead of Sergio Reguilon. Then on the right, we'll be having Aaron Wan-Bissaka starting there. Then the central defense has got Lisandro Martinez, who is fit, like I told you in the previous video. And next to him, he will be playing with Victor Lindelof. Then in the midfield, we are having Casemiro, who is sitting on the base of the midfield, shielding the back line. Then just in front of him, we are having Christian Eriksen and Scott McTominay, meaning in a 4-3-3 formation, what looks like a 4-3-3 formation, up front, we are going to have Rasmus Højlund, who is making his home debut for Manchester United, and then Marcus Rashford on the left, and on the right, it is Bruno Fernandes. Now, this for me is this is what I was a bit worried about, but of course, it's not the first time Bruno Fernandes is playing there. He has played there before. I don't think he plays his best football coming in from the right, but like I've been telling you, I wouldn't be surprised. I told you, I think in one of the recent videos, that given the performance of most of these players, especially the midfielders during the international break, I wouldn't be surprised if all of them started, and that's exactly what has happened. Scott McTominay has indeed earned himself a starting place back in this team because of his performances for Scotland. If he can do that again, his confidence is up there. I love the fact that Ten Hag has brought all the players who did shine for their countries, and it means they are fired up, and probably it will be a good thing for us. So Scott McTominay starting in that midfield, I think he adds something in terms of the attack, because for Scotland he's playing more of an attacking role as a midfielder. He does support the attack a bit more than we've been used to him at Manchester United. I do hope this time around he's given some bit of freedom. Of course, if he's playing with Casemiro and he's just slightly up front of Casemiro with him, Casemiro on the base of the V, if I would call it that. And Christian Eriksen on the right, Scott McTominay on the left. My thinking is McTominay will be the one vested to try and support Casemiro more. Eriksen it gives us more going forward, but I'm sure they can even keep switching and interchanging. When Eriksen goes, Scott McTominay stays to support Casemiro. When McTominay goes, Eriksen stays behind to support Casemiro. So my feeling is there is that bit of balance. For me, the issue for me is Bruno Fernandes being on the right. I don't think that position gives us the best out of him. But like I said, he's best player on the ball. But also, given the fact that all the other players have been performing well, they needed to create space for them, and maybe that is why he's been forced. I'm sure he will be given the freedom to try and dash in, come in a bit. But the biggest issue is, are balls going to get to Rasmus Højlund? Are we going to be getting balls to Rasmus Højlund to score the goals? Because we saw in that game against Arsenal, Marcus Rashford proving selfish, not giving him the ball, but he has clearly shown us that he knows what to do, where to be, how to keep himself on side, making the powerful runs, and for me, that's a good thing. But also now the battle for Pascal Grob, who has scored 6 goals against Manchester United, the most goals he has scored against a single team. He's one of the big players for Brighton. He will probably now have to deal with Christian Eriksen because Bruno Fernandes is pushed more to the right. I think Eriksen also is good enough to keep him at bay and keep him busy. So I think our squad is decently balanced. I think it's strong enough. I think all the players who are on the pitch will come with a lot of confidence, because that is what we've been lacking for the most part. I don't think we've got very bad players. We've had players that were lacking in confidence. I feel like the standards that Erik ten Hag has been demanding for the longest time are almost there. We are almost there in terms of our standards. So for me, this should be a good outing. It should be one that we can win. They beat us. Brighton is the last club to beat us at Old Trafford. I don't see that happening again. It's not happening. They're not even getting a draw. We should comfortably beat them. If we don't, and then I think Eric Ten Hag will start having issues. I've already seen people in the comment section calling for his head because of how ruthless he is. But he made it clear that part of his job, he was told to set standards at the club. I think before, with the past managers, I think players were doing what they want and they would get away with it. They would not listen. They would come late for training and stuff like that. So what Eric Ten Hag is doing now is setting standards at Manchester United that we are lacking. Can you blame him for that? Certainly not, because standards are what we need as a club if you are going to compete at the best level. So for me, I think I have no issues at all with what Eric Ten Hag is doing. What the issues will come if he does all that, but the results don't come. But judging by the Arsenal game, we are improving, and even him and the players see it. So even we, the fans, should be seeing it. So there's a huge improvement in us. Brighton play a certain confusing style of football with a lot of organization. These kids are very confident on the ball, and that is what De Zerbi has been able to do with them. So for me, you don't beat confidence with panicking. I mean, if you're playing confident players, you've got to be more confident than them. And for me, if United players are confident, they will beat any team. If the United players come with the confidence they carried from the international break, they will be able to make light work of this Brighton. That's the only thing I want to see. And we'll see that in the first 10 minutes of the game. If we are not making silly mistakes, you saw the game against when we came from behind Nottingham Forest, the silly mistakes we were making in the first half, the first minutes of the game when we considered those two quick goals, because we are lacking in confidence. So for me, when the confidence is there, Man United is unplayable. When we are lacking in confidence, we are the easiest team to beat. They will run us down and beat us fair and square. And if there is one team that we know that has got what it takes to do that, it is De Zerbi's team. He can do that. So for me, I'm going to be looking out for the confidence in the first 10 minutes of the game. So of course, Old Trafford is buzzing. I saw the players arriving, the body language. Rasmus Højlund excited for his debut. I'm hoping he does get his first goal for Manchester United at Old Trafford. It will push him a lot. It will psych him up a lot. And Eric Ten Hag was talking about his mood and attitude in training, which has energized everyone. But you see, if even we, the fans of the club, the ex-players of the club who are not part of the training, are excited by Rasmus Højlund's, attitude and what he did, the few 30 minutes he gave us in that game against Arsenal, what of the players who are with him? Because they see. That's why you saw Casemiro telling him vamos, because he saw the hunger he has, the energy, but also the understanding of movements, his technical abilities. They are clear for anyone to see. And for me, with Rasmus Højlund up there, now we've got a striker who will threaten any opposition. So we've got a threat of a striker up front. So for me, that is something that has lacked in United for a long time. So that's why we've got a lot of things for us to draw confidence from and be able to beat a team like Brighton. So final take, quick prediction: Man United 3, Brighton 0. I wanted to say 3-1, but I think Andre Onana will keep a clean sheet as he builds up to the best goalkeeper award for in the Ballon d'Ors. Not that he will win it. I don't really think he will. But yeah, that's where we are. Hotspot, subscribe. My name is Webb. Lineups are out. It's game time. Game on. Enjoy the game, guys. I'll catch you later. After the game, late in the night, I'll be dropping another video. Peace, love, and harmony. Let's enjoy it.